Alright, Hudson, so here is your shit to do video. So let's just kind of separate this into left hand, right hand. First of all, we talked about, not this, but this, and looking at a shape like C, where we are using that juxtaposition of fingers, but that's not for I'm at the same front as that front, I'm at two different fronts. So, take your song and change it from, like, I do this, and then do this, to, I know you get the concept. Also try out using your middle and ring finger. That would be the most versatile grip, because then you can do shit on either side of, all these grips. Now, that's just kind of like how, if you were playing E major, or A minor, we use these fingers, so we can do stuff around it. So both of those, maybe try both and see what you think. So left hand wise, that's mostly what's up. And then we talked about holding the guitar rather than like this. You want where you just gotta kind of peek over to see what you're doing. So that's asking a lot of your wrist already to be out there. And then my arm over here is slung like around the instrument and strumming right there. We talked about how when we use a pick, it's going to be a wider range of motion than the guitar implies. And here's me strumming. It's got some wrist to it, some arm to it. Troubleshooting, a lot of people will be like out in front of the instrument like that at first, sort of steadying it, which leads to like arm, arm, arm. So yeah, you're doing a lot with your wrist when you were playing with your hand. When you switch to playing with a pick, it's going to be more, just bang away and be decisive rather than careful. But the way we hit all the strings with equal velocity is to, use a wider range of motion. Otherwise, I'm going to hit these strings a lot harder, going like, which is something everybody does at first. Yeah, so you want like this much of the pick sticking out. Sorry, the color. Not the whole pick, not a little teeny nub. And cool, man. So that's most of the stuff that's most of the things we talked about. Except that I just really need to insist that you fucking do this stuff in small sections. For example, dosage 1, the first chord change in your song. Don't play unless you want to, but just be like, alright, I'm gonna do this, and then this. And, pause, reset your mental situation, do it like 5 times it's over. And especially in a song like this, which is kind of representative of how people write, thinking about shapes and playing similar shit just naturally versus, this shape then like this or whatever. Yeah, so this is representative of what happens in songs and how we'd approach it, even if you're playing a very original, unique piece, because you're like making up guitar as you go, which is pretty sick, man. You're like, rhythmically, or yeah, just stay wide open, and let's include some more ABC shit, like learning exactly 4 first position chords, and just be able to get between them. Like underemphasized concept is just getting to the first strum of the next change. Like, let's say we're gonna go, I don't know, C to E minor. Those are pretty random choices. Yeah, you'd want to, like, do this a whole bunch of times. And let's say the strumming pattern was like down, down, up, and then you switch. You're like, just do that until you can actually do it, and you can be all slow. Another underemphasized concept is how I actually hit the open strings there when I transitioned. Right here, chord, open, switch. So it's like we got 2 split seconds to move when we're doing something, Cool. So hey, back to piano, downbeat, upbeat. 1 and 2, and we strum down on the downbeat and up on the upbeat almost 100% of the time, unless we're doing some kind of fast thing, medley thing. So if the rhythm was like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and which sounds like doom, doom, jiggy, jiggy, that'd be down, 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 up, down, up. And just be aware of that. But I think kind of the way we want to group this is like when you're just playing with your hand, doing how you have played. Group 1, all the new shit you're trying since we hooked up group 2. Don't worry too much about putting it all together until that'll kind of arise organically. It'll just be like, okay, I can do it now all at once. What he said, very well done, man. Looking forward, and I'll be hearing from you about next lesson. Really sorry about your shit getting stolen, and it's like to work with you, bro.